Hi guys, good morning. My name is Rohit Prakash. I hope your journey this morning has been pleasant, safe, calm, and somewhat productive, and you got your meditation in, or whatever it is that gets your program, your brain wired properly in the morning for you. I know that's typically my morning routine. I was just going over my video yesterday, and there's a few instances there when I was drinking water from my Yeti. Shout out to Yeti from while I was speaking. I didn't mean to do that so often, but my throat was parched and I did it in the evening, and a lot of events had happened. So please excuse me if that offended anybody. But today, I just want to talk about, well, for the past couple of weeks we've been going with the acronyms from A now until J, and for each letter we have subcategories or sub-acronyms, sub-letters for acronyms. For instance, it's A for architecture, awareness, acceptance. B for bright, brave, believe. C is for care, compassion, compete versus identify. D, dharma, direction, delivery. E, energy, empathy, eclectic. F, feel, felt, found. G is grateful, gratitude, and genuine. H is happy, healthy, and hungry, which is hungry for spiritual content. And I is integrity, implement, and impose. And now we're on J. Okay, J is joyful, justification, and I think I wrote this down. I was just playing around. I put Jewish, which just means faith. Jewish is my business partner, Andrew Schultz. But there's a funny thing about me because I'm in the investment world, is that my last name Prakash Stein. So I'm like they call me a Hindu, like Hindu. And anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's get back on track. Comedy hour is over. Okay, so I have my espresso here. So in the mornings, I don't have one of those Keurig espresso makers, which I really should invest in one of those. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but right now I'm just drinking the inexpensive stuff. I heat up my water in the microwave for about a minute or 30 seconds or something, and then just put in a few scoops of the Bustelo espresso and mix it up and put a few ice cubes in there because I like it on ice, and that does it for me. And then a full Yeti mug of water and ice. Um, and for breakfast, I have a piece of toast, a banana, or a fruit, or something that's healthy. And I don't like to eat big in the morning. Okay, so joyful. So what brings me joy, and what gets me ticking, is being able to communicate proper information to help people out and help myself out. Of course, it's just like when you're on the airplane and you have to put your oxygen mask on first to help out your child. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Jay Shetty, shout out to Jay Shetty. He has a great video about that, and it explains why you do that. I don't want to get into the particulars of that, but it's a good way of reminding yourself why we do what we do for the people that we love. For me, with joyfulness, I have a few things that bring me joyfulness, and that's they could be very relatively inexpensive no matter what your taste is, and they don't even have to cost anything. Meditating, investments, because I have my background. My master's is in finance. My bachelor's is in communications on the business side and the creative side, because you can go in either direction when you enter in undergrad in communications. Is on the diploma, but the major was advertising. So you have the option to go on creative and then business. Initially, I chose creative, but then somewhere along the lines, I got involved with business, and then my minor was in marketing. Okay, and healthy foods and meditation. For the most part, I mean, healthy foods I don't take to the extreme. I'm not very much of an extreme person, and when it comes to that, especially right now that we're in quarantine, it's difficult to go out there and, for a lot of us, at least for me, and get the particular nice organic foods that we would like to have and eat, uh, and purchase. But with the way things are right now, the climate out there, which could be better, but at least we're able to have the privilege to go out there and do that right now. Uh, we we can get what we deem is healthy. Healthy is the fewer ingredients that are artificial in it, the better it is for you, probably back to its natural, organic, and healthy state. Um, and if not, just take vitamins. That'll support your body and your system, and that should do the trick for you. Also, excuse me, if you don't know, oh, music, joyful music. I really, really like sound. I really like music, and I really like the way, I really like aesthetics. Like in my room, I just had it redone, and I put LED lights up. I explained in an earlier video which LED lights they were, which brand, and which other brands to go, where they're inexpensive, and what they do, and how they work, and etc. etc. So that brings me joy also. And sometimes just relaxing and watching TV, but going out for walks, getting the sunlight on your face, and pets and dogs, all these types of things I find joyful. Simple things in life really, it doesn't take much to please me. Simple things in life really I enjoy. So that brings me joy. For the reason why I mentioned that brings me joy. Excuse me. The reason why I mentioned that is hopefully it could inspire or ignite some type of motivation and instill it into you. And the major purpose of this is for you to get ideas, and hopefully you can implement them into your everyday living and everyday practice. Okay, and if you're able to attend some type of spiritual meeting or program, you can look them up online or join a Facebook group. By all means, do that. They have every interest out there that you could imagine, and I'll enlighten you into that subject, into that territory, or what have you, to wherever your mind takes you, or however deep you want to go into that. The second J, the first was joyful. So those are the things that bring me joy. The second is justification. Uh, Justification, you could take that. That is justifying everything that you do and why you do it. Like for instance, I do this. I I do certain things. Sometimes, just like in your diet, your emotional, spiritual diet, you have to cut out some of the bad stuff in your life, right? And for your own sanity, and for you to be seen, and for you to have a productive life or profitable life, if you're into business, or an emotionally profitable life, just for your own spirituality and for your own sanity. However, for your well-being, and as you grow up and you get older, you have to understand. We have to understand as people and as humans, for us to progress, we have to cut off, unfortunately, some of the old people or some of the old things from the past that we used to do, and our old habits. And the justification for this process is that it will make us a healthier, more productive person of society, and we can contribute in a more positive fashion, and we're able to do things we thought we were never able to do before, or we were able to do back when we were younger, before we came across people of certain company and people of that we met along the way that had the right intentions for us, but but they went off into in one direction, you went off into another, and sometimes you got to cut that side of your life off. And as you get older and as you go up the ladder, that's gonna keep happening. However, you don't want to burn any bridges, but you don't have to be mean about it. But it's a part of everyday life. It's part of everyday living, and you justify that for your emotional well-being. Because if not, you're gonna be like what I call an octopus on roller skates, right? You're gonna be going. each and every different direction, no matter how talented you are. You could become an octopus on roller skates, and if you're not focusing your and working on what exact specific thing you're trying to do, put in your efforts and your talent and what you've learned and implemented and finding joy in it, it's going to be very difficult for you, and you might not get anywhere. That's not what we want, right? So the justification for cutting different people, things, foods, things we watch on TV, things we listen to, cutting them out. Who knows? Maybe I'm one of the people you have to cut out of your life, and that stinks for me, but it may benefit you. As long as it benefits you, I'll probably know that. But um, as long as it benefits you, ultimately, you're the main actor in your own. Your life is a stage, like Shakespeare said. You're the main actor in it, and you'll also probably be the chief critic as well. But you really want to uh, uh, be very, very self-aware of that, because that could lift us up, right? And then that could also bring us down, right? Certain people, certain companies, certain musics, and certain things we watch on TV and television. Okay, and the last one, I was being a little facetious when I wrote this, but because I wrote J is for Jewish, but it's a very serious matter. Jewish, your faith, your religion, and I'm just in the investment field and in the investment world, and my doctors and people who have helped me out a lot tremendously happen to be of the Jewish faith. And for a while when I was younger, I was living in North Miami Beach, and that was like a stone's throw away from Aventura where I was working. At that time, where I was working in the Aventura Mall in the penthouse over there, and prior to that, I was in the Hollandale Beach office where I was working, and it's a fantastic area. Can't say anything. I have nothing negative to say about it. It's a beautiful area, beautiful weather, and a lot of good people who taught me many things. But the faith of what you are and what you believe in down to the core is eminent to to your moral ethics, to the fabric of what you're about, and your integrity, and what's gonna make you, what's gonna help you on your journey, on what makes you tick. For a lot of us, excuse me, drink water. For a lot of us, for like, excuse me, that's my Yeti. Shout out to Yeti. For a lot of us, we don't know what makes us tick, and that's completely fine. And or if we're going through difficult times, which we all do, that's completely fine. And then we tend to gravitate towards our faith. But we want to gravitate towards faith and religion, or if you're not religious, whatever you believe in. It could be a spiritual program. It could be your family. It could be something that nobody knows about, a book, a journal, whatever it is that gives you your faith, or your that gives you that gets you centered, like whatever is your sanctuary. For Hindus and Jews, it's temples, and Jewish people, it's temples. For Indian people, it's temples, and Jewish people's temples also what it's also called synagogues. For Muslims, it's mosques. For Christians and Catholics, it's churches. Uh, or you can just go outside and go walk, and you can meditate, sit where you are and meditate. I know meditation has completely transformed my life, and many other people's lives too. It's instilled a sense of calmness and peace in me, whether it be for a minute or 2 minutes or for 20 minutes. I've done everything across the gamut. I've gone through guided meditations. I've gone through the Oprah and Deepak Chopra meditations. Shout out to Oprah and Deepak Chopra. And I've gone out and I've done other guided meditations from iTunes. Or you can, one of the awesome meditations I do, I put on my Tiger and Rose earbuds, and I put on whatever music I like, and I meditate to that, and it's just normal music. It's 21 Pilots, Cut My Lip. It's Brooklyn style. And shout out to 21 Pilots. And I meditate to that. I just did that this morning actually before hopping on here, and that that gives me calmness and peace and sets me in the right mood. Breathing. There's something about breathing and meditation and being in that calm state that will benefit you in the long run, right? We want to do things thinking about our future. We want to be present as possible and be very, very present. However, we're thinking is for the long haul and the long run, right? You want to be here for as long as possible. And one of those ways to do that is to not burn out, is to not get full of anxiety, and to tame your mood and your mood swings. And you can't control other people's behavior, but we can start with ourselves, and then we can hopefully impart that on people outside of us in a very positive way. We want to try to come off so calm that our demeanor is something that people want. Some people are so much full of energy that they're infectious, and you're like, wow, I want what this person has. And but if you're the other type of person that likes that calm demeanor and not so much excitement, you'll want that, right? And one of these things that helped me did that was meditating. And meditation is very, very critical and crucial. It was in the beginning. It was very, if you can't tell by now, hard for me to sit still. And for a lot of people in business, even a lot of social media influencers, it's hard for them to sit still, but they still do the meditation because they know that the calmness and peace will help them with their packed everyday will help us with our packed everyday schedule because we have a calendar we go by, right? And we have to deal with different people and different situations and different circumstances. And if we practice these things, a joyful justification and our faith, and we put them in, and it's an integral fabric of our daily living, it can make things a much brighter, safer, and more pleasant place, not only outside, but inside of here. So I want to thank you guys this morning for taking 17 minutes and 24 seconds of listening to me. I hope you found something beneficial there. If you have a pen and paper, by all means, if you could just take one thing and write it down and implement it, that would hopefully it could change some aspects of your life in a positive way. If you want to private message me, please, you can go to my Facebook page at Rohit Prakash. We have a free website up called keepinspiring.me, and I'm at Instagram on Rohit Prakash 3587. All the stuff will be posted down here under the YouTube stuff. I think it's in blue writing. Okay. I really appreciate have a fantastic Wednesday. The weather's beautiful, and keep 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 doing something. Try to make a positive impact in someone's life today. Okay. Thank you very much. Hope you have a pleasant Wednesday. Bye bye.